Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for the perfect grace, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that is here for each of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity for wonderful clarity, for wonderful help, and the potency of help. We celebrate all the good that is here right now. And we welcome titans of hope, titans of healing, titans of clarity, titans of intuition, who we might call angels. And we allow right now for them to be enormously present with us, be that something we feel, see, hear, know, smell, or taste. And we allow right now for our senses to be very alive with possibility, the possibility of feeling good, the possibility of problems being resolved, the possibility of solutions and flow in every single aspect of our lives being present, deep healing of ancient things, deep healing of current things. We allow right now there indeed to be an advocacy with our own healing, our own relaxation, our own peace, and advocacy for peace on earth. We choose to actively engage in the end of the era of the bully and engage with being an engaged population of conscious adult human beings, celebrating each other, encouraging each other, and moving past the obsession with differences into the embrace of uniqueness, recognizing how alive we are in uniqueness. And we celebrate all the hope and help that is here from these enormous angels. So if we could breathe into that wording, be that something that you feel enormous angels with you, the enormity of their help, the enormity of their presence, the power of their attention, them paying attention to you, then paying attention to all of us, to all that we're aware of. We allow right now for there to be a grandness and a gratitude present. So if we could just breathe in. And if we could use our free will, perhaps just once, and if we could lovingly say out loud, I'm so grateful for the help that is right here for me. And if we can come back to trees as a metaphor, and if we can notice the trees of hope, the trees of peace, the trees of health, including mental health, the trees of stability, the trees of integrity, truth, virtue, and peace of mind, and inclusion, those trees standing tall. And if we could notice the trees of decay, the obsession with differences, violence, oppression, let's notice those trees of decay falling. Let's notice the trees of hope standing tall. Let's notice once again everything that is ancient being healed, everything that is current being healed, and everything in between. Everything from the creation of this universe and this planet, everything that happened 10 minutes ago, and everything in between, all being healed, all being touched, all being infused with the enormity of love by all the angels, goddesses, and guides that we know by name, and for there to be wonderful healing present. And yes, okay, sorry. They show it, I report it. Let's let that be. Everything that was just said, the enormity of help, the ancient things, the current things, that's happening. So, like we're in a house, that's the kitchen. Let's go in the living room. Let's just take a breath and we'll go into the living room and we'll notice pure relaxation and the presence of artists like Impressionists, like Monet, Mary Cassatt, Renoir. So just notice there being completely different feel and the use and advocacy of color. So we'll know that the cooking of the deep healing happening in the kitchen, and we'll just relax and lounge in the living room. So if we could just breathe into that I don't know why that's funny, but it is. But if we could just notice a change of tone and perhaps a change in infusion of color, and perhaps with the sense of impressionist that everything is not defined like photorealistic, but an impression of great hope and peace. And with how we respond to, let's say, a Monet painting of haystacks that are all in different colors or a clock tower, we'll just notice that everything need not be defined as one thing, but we'll notice the presence of the great artists that we love being with us and helping us, be that Van Gogh or others. And we'll just notice right now that we are being held in a space of great love and great peace. And we allow the highest possible good to happen right now. Besario. And if there's a visual, it's perhaps you lounging in a really lovely living room, perhaps on the world's most comfortable couch ever made. Let's just notice the energy of the impressionist being with you. And if we could notice them being masters of art, either figures we know or not, if there's the most prominent ones are showing, it's like hosts at the party, Mary Cassatt, American who worked in France, and Henri Monet, Claude Monet. We'll just notice them being with you. And if we could notice them being masters of art, and you being a master of peace. And with this, we'll just lovingly notice the highest good being present. Master to master, human to human, soul to soul. And we'll allow in this moment right now for there to be enormous connection, enormous connectivity. And we'll notice with the connectivity, it's not only soul to soul, you and Claude or you and Mary, but the connectivity of all parts of you, of anything that's gotten frayed or disconnected, allowing those connections of hope, of miracles, of healing, including deep healing and ancient healing, clarity, peace of mind, harmony, and joy, all that being present right now. And if there is a glue to all of this, a wonderful fastening of all these different things, let's notice the most beautiful music possible, be that music you know or music that is being created for you right now. Let's just notice that music, or there being a soundtrack to this moment that is absolutely gorgeous. Be that Mozart or Bach or something else, Miles Davis, Ella Fitzgerald. Just notice what's true for you. Masterful music, Chopin. And let's indeed let everything feel very rich, very full. Perhaps the feeling we've all had when we're feeling highly connected, highly intuitive. When we really feel the presence of the angels and guides and goddesses and masters. Let's notice the richness. Let's notice with the introduction of the idea of glue, masterful artists and perfect music, let's very simply notice anything that might feel fractured to you, be that within you, around you, in your awareness, or elsewhere. Let's let anything that feels fractured be repaired and healed. Including trust, And if we could, in this moment, and if we could approach this with great lightness and great truth, so it's not like a glaring spotlight, but it's illuminated, your accurate experience on the planet of seeing war happen and the prayers for peace not working, perhaps in World War II, we'll notice different instances in where it was effective. And we'll just breathe in and notice any wounds, any grief, any trauma, any cynicism. Let's very simply let the richness of this moment repair those impulses of cynicism of your experience, which might indeed be 1000% accurate. But let's let things be different this time. So we're honoring your awareness of history and your experience with history in this lifetime. Your awareness of what's happened in the past, including in the 1930s in Europe. And we're noticing similarity, and we allow this to be a different experience right now. And indeed, the glue is the richness of unconditional love that is present right now. And allowing, as always, the healing for you that is personal to also be global. And will allow right now for you in your experience as a caring person, as an empathic person, how much you care about life and all of life, animals, spaces, oceans, people, and to allow the highest good to happen for yourself and for humanity and for all of life. And letting the richness present with the unconditional love that is here happen with ease and grace and love. And as a point of clarity in using our voice, if we could just lovingly and simply say out loud, I'm an advocate for peace. I celebrate everything in my awareness being infused with love. I celebrate everything in my awareness being infused with love. Wonderful. We'll just breathe into all that. And if you could notice very simply your cells dancing with joy, dancing with movement, and your cells being completely present and alive. The cells in your fingertips, the cells in your heart, the cells in your brain, the cells in your eyes, the cells on your tongue, the cells in your toes, the cells in your organs, the cells in your muscles, the cells in your skin and on your skin, in motion, in movement, dancing, great things happening. Wonderful. We'll just breathe into all that. And with the richness of energy, we could notice whether you feel this, see it, hear it, or know it, smell it, or taste it. Let's very simply notice in this living room, we'll just notice the richness of love. And we'll notice the presence of these master artists, the master impressionists. We'll notice them painting in the room where you're sitting. So feel that energy of creation of Monet, Renoir, Cassatt, Pisario, them painting in the room. So we'll notice the energy of creativity, the energy of focus, the long brain waves, the action, the activity, the held space, the witnessing, the participation. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll just notice that energy. We'll notice that energy being held and coming back to the structure of you being in a home, there being substantial work happening in the kitchen, and this focused creativity and held space and richness in the living room. Let's notice the master healer Jesus coming forward, inviting you to step with him into the backyard, where there's perhaps an orchard. Let's very simply just notice you and that master healer walking hand in hand in that orchard. And perhaps there's a vividness of oranges and lemons and apples, oranges, yellows, reds, different berries, blues, deep reds. Let's just notice the vividness, the vivid presence of color as you walk with that master healer in the orchard. And we'll just breathe in and have that experience of you and that master healer walking, holding hands. And we'll notice something as you walk hand in hand. Let's just notice a perspective coming from this master healer as you take in the things we call lemons and oranges and apples and blueberries and raspberries, and different greens like lettuce and kale. Let's very simply notice that we could accurately define those by their names or call them nature. And just notice that you are part of nature and nature is part of you, that you are part of humanity and humanity is part of you. So we'll notice the tremendous and enormous power of your choice for peace and healing in this moment. How important that is, how powerful that is, how easy that is, how effective that is, and how that feels good. So we'll just breathe in. And we'll just breathe in. If we could very simply, and staying with this flow of you and this master healer being part of nature, holding hands. And if we could just notice whether, once again, you feel, see, hear, know, smell, or taste, just notice you and Jesus looking each other in the eye. And there being a commitment, an activation, an allowing, an acceptance, an agreement, an ending, a beginning, and love. And with the simplicity of all that has transpired in the orchard, let's very simply notice what you choose to leave on the ground, on the grass in the orchard. Let's very simply notice, perhaps a few steps away, you and your friend Jesus lying on the grass in the orchard, perhaps with arms and legs spread out. Let's very simply feel a rededication of your role on the planet as a happy being, a conscious adult being, allowing good to happen, balanced, circulating good, circulating generosity and abundance, an ambassador of peace. We'll just notice all that being present, a deep connection with the earth, tremendous joy. We could just notice a simple thought, perhaps like a detail, that we're in this space as individuals and as humanity and as a planet, where we're going to choose to let love lead the way rather than pain. As the angels say, we're already experts in our own pain. We know what it is, we know what it's like. Let's notice what it's like to be masters of love. And we have an example in our friends Jesus, Archangel Michael, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, all these different guides. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. We'll notice as we say that the dog set up to be petted. So we'll just notice that good things are here. Let's just very gently say two things out loud. We'll say our own names out loud. I am Mark, and I am a master of love. Wonderful. We'll just take in a breath. We'll notice perhaps the energy and nature of celebration, a new alignment, a new calibration of your cells, your DNA, your energy, aligned with flow, aligned with grace, the highest good happening, with wonderful presence, perfect peace, wonderful joy. We allow ourselves to stand up in the orchard, to feel a oneness with this master healer and this master of love, and recognize the change, that you are changed, the earth is changed, that there's tremendous insight, tremendous activation, tremendous power, and that good things are here. And whereas we're used to or accustomed to the song, Happy Days Are Here Again, perhaps there's a slight variation on that song, which is a new happiness is here. An even stronger, inclusive happiness. With great love, great dedication, and great peace, we'll notice an embrace with Jesus. We'll notice a re-engagement with going inside this house and feeling everything happening in the house, reflecting the change within you, the deep work that's happening in the kitchen, the creativity, that focus, all those things integrating. You being you, the highest good happening, and great good be present. To use different words, let's notice a release of separation, an embrace of wholeness, seeing yourself as a series of ands, not ors, including being a master of love, a master of peace, an ambassador of peace, and that you are essential and that you belong. And with this greatness, with this goodness, with this peace, we celebrate all the impressionists that are here. We celebrate the angels that are here. We celebrate the ascended masters and guides and goddesses that are here. We celebrate all this good and all this peace. And with tremendous joy, with a sense of satisfaction, wholeness, repair, and peace, we say to all of them, thank you so much. And with wonderful gratitude and the sense of a gift, we thank the presence of Mother, Father, God, and all the archangels and ascended masters. We thank as well the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity right now for peace, harmony, recognition, and joy. We celebrate our newness. We celebrate ancient wisdom, ancient activation, present moment activations, and them being the same thing. We recognize the wholeness of this moment and the wholeness of who we are. And with peace, harmony, and joy, we quite simply and lovingly ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.